All right, guys, welcome back to the Quaking Punch. Um, Sorry we didn't really have a lot of videos last week. Got a lot of stuff going on in real life that really prohibited me from keeping up with the channel. I was really busy. And then over the weekend, I had a tournament on Saturday, just a small local tournament, nothing like official or sanctioned or anything like that. And then Sunday, I just usually take those days off. I really did a lot of ladder grinding, though, like in my spare time. So we did get the full art end. So this week we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to use a couple different decks this week. So the first deck we're going to use is a deck that really I thought did really well at City or State Championship so far week one. And it's not a deck that I really saw like it kind of came out of nowhere. Like I knew it was like a good deck, but I didn't think it would like have as many top placements as it did. And that's Vespiquen Vileplume. It's an interesting deck because Vileplume has irritating pollen. It says each player cannot play any item cards from his or her hand. So that affects you as well. It does play Forest to Giant Plant, so turn one you can get up to your Vileplume, and then from there you can start the item lock. Now the key of the deck is to play as many items as you can and to get as many Pokemon with battle compressors as you can, so that way you're kind of set up. And then you could start attacking from there, and hopefully after your opponent goes on their turn one and they really can't play items to set up by your second turn, you could start taking knockouts and applying pressure, and there's really not much they can do about it. So the card does play one Bunnelby for Burrow, Rototiller, put cards back in your deck. Three unknowns. These are really just to hit the discard pile with their ability Farewell Letter or through Battle Compressor. Once you have your 1/1 one line of Vileplume, the rest of these cards can hit the discard. So you're looking at 3, 6, 8, 80 damage in the discard. You could put a 1/1 or a 2/2 line of Bs in the discard right away too. Probably not too many. You probably want to keep at least 3 Bs in your deck. Any unused Shamans could go in your discard. Bunnelby can go in your discard. So you get a lot of Pokemon. Like I was up to 200 damage at one point. I did overextend a little bit. But outside of that, you do get the 1 AZ if you need to. You could pick up your Vileplume and then play some items and put it back down, or a Shaman out of the active, as opposed to Sky returning and having to go through all that again. It doesn't play any VS Seekers because once you get your item lock up, you have no need for items. So it's kind of like you have to play smart on that very first turn, because if you don't get set up and then you start the item lock, it's pretty much downhill from there. Now, there's a lot of matches where you can forgo item lock and just go for the prize trade and just attack with bees and then, let the items go. But, you have that option should it ever come out. So let's hop on a few matches and let's see what we did here. Now, we're just a little bit different this week. I'm going to try and get all the decks done that did well at States. So we're probably going to have a Night March deck. If you have a top finishing Night March deck, please hook me up with your list so I can use that. This isn't anyone's list in particular. This is just kind of like, I saw a bunch of B decks. I borrowed from a lot of different people that I saw, and I just kind of came up with this. So if you have like a Night March list that was a top finishing Night March list, please let me know so I can steal it from you and then use it, and I will feature you on the channel. You'll get a shout out. People, I'll put you out there, say it's your deck. Everybody likes being featured on YouTube. Okay, so this isn't a bad hand. We got the Oddish and the Combee. And we're going first, so hopefully we can get set up. All right, so first thing we're doing is we're going to draw our top deck. We got a Sycamore, which is nice. So let's see what we get on the Trainer's Mail. Forest of Giant Plants. Sure, why not? We'll play it. We'll play our B. We're going to look for a Shaman right now because we need to get some cards going. That's the one thing, is you're going to play a lot of Shamans in this deck. All right, let's see if we can hit the compressor. All right, Shaman's coming up here. There we go. We got a compressor. Let's take the... Now, we have AZ, so if we get up to an item lock, we can always un-item lock ourselves the next turn. So it's good to have. Let's see, level ball. I'm thinking we should probably take another... Let's take the Gloom, just in case we don't hit something off the Trainer's Mail. Trainer's Mail, we hit Floatstone, so that's good. So we're not going to be able to AZ the next turn because we're going to Sycamore this hand away. Floatstone always goes on your Gloom because in case it gets called active, you can free retreat it because you can't attack with it ever. All right, so let's see what's going to hit our discard. Oddish and Gloom for sure because we have one of those in play, and another Oddish. So let's get those into our discard. Let's Sycamore. There's really no need to get up multiple lines of Oddish and Gloom. Let's see. Let's Unknown here. Let's Farewell Letter. Now you can see how the deck really starts to roll. Can't play that. We got 2 Bees here, so we're pretty much set with Bees. Let's play the Acrobike. We'll take the Shaman. Let's check the Trainer's Mail. Hopefully we can get another Compressor. Here's another Compressor. Let's Compressor some stuff away. Let's hit another Oddish and Gloom because we're about to get the Vileplume we need. See if there's another Oddish. There isn't, but there is another Vileplume. Yeah, let's take it because we can't play it anyways. So we'll Shaman for another 3 cards. I'd kind of like to keep the Bee in our hand so we can stream some Bees going here. We'll get rid of 1 Bee. 1 Shaman. I'm not going to play another Shaman. We'll take the Vileplume. Play the Compressor. Why not? Let's get rid of all the other like unknowns. Let's get rid of 2 unknowns and the last Vileplume. Oh, we don't have it. Then let's get rid of the last. Let's see. I have one more Combi, so we're not going to be. We're going to be Sycamore next turn, so get rid of the Combi. All right, we'll play the Vileplume, and then we'll end our turn. And then we're set up. There's really not much anything our opponent can do. We got 1, 2, 3. So there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, plus the 20. So we are hitting for 150 on our first turn, 160 after we discard this Bee, plus whatever else we top deck. If we top deck another Pokemon, you never know. So he's going double Eviltal off the Pokemon Fan Club, which is a weird card to play in this deck. I don't really like it, but to each their own. Without items, though, it's going to be a pretty easy matchup. They're not going to have Max Elixir. They're not going to have the Ultra Balls. They're not going to have the Shamans. And we're already set up, so we're letting him just, play a supporter, play an energy, and pass. And that's really what makes this deck really good. All right. Here's the double colorless. We're going to Sycamore. And we have to chill out now. Basically, we got to chill out because we're pretty much doing anything that we're going to do. So we're hitting for 160. Okay. Hopefully we can get Judge. Get ourselves down to 4. Because we do play a Judge because you're going to run through your cards pretty well. Alright, so we're going to take the Y-Cyclone there. That's an issue. But we're going to one-shot it if we can hit our double colorless. Let's put our Vileplume back up here because we don't want to lose our only Bee. Okay. What are we going to do? We're just going to have to end the turn. Oh, man, we need Judge bad. So that's one thing that could save you in this situation, because if we have Judge, we can get back down to 4 and get more cards back in our deck. And if he takes a knockout here, that's okay. Then it just lets us have items again for a turn. Try to find the Judge. I hope we didn't prize 3 of our DCE, because we went through all of our deck and we only found 1 DCE. We may have prized 3 DCE, and that's actually a possibility. There's really no way to check either until we can find a way to play items again. I don't think we're going to get to it this turn. Hopefully we can top deck a DCE. There it is. Boom. Solid. Okay. But now we're in a position where we ran too hot, and we probably are out of bees. Let's see. Gotta make sure you don't lose those bees. There's 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's our 4th one. Yeah, so we're out of bees after we get knocked out here. So let's take this evil tall that's all set up here, and let's knock that out. Well, we've got the second double colorless, but we're kind of out of bees, so that's a problem. So unless they get double colorless here, we should be in a pretty good spot, because even they got the double colorless. All right, well, now we know for next time. What do you know, man? Just take the knockout and win the game. Usually I try to set up 3 Bs on the bench, but it's just I wasn't finding the cards I needed, so I couldn't do that. And I had to set up more than I wanted to in Shaman. Plus, they had 2 DCEs in their opening hand. Like, that's very rare to see. Very rare. Yeah, there's really not much we can do. All right, we'll scoop this match up here. All right, so let's learn a lesson. Let's not let's not trash all of our Bs. I'm still learning the deck, so we're going to learn this one together over the course of the next day or two. We're not going to play this deck more than 2 days. Generally, I'd like to play them for a week to really get the hang of them, but we'll play this deck for 2 days. Now, I do have experience with the Flareon variant and Expanded, but I don't have the same experience with this variant, because there's only 1 attacker in this deck. The Flareon, you have 2, so it's a little easier to manage. All right. So let's not discard any Bs this time. All right, so we got the Combi up first, and we'll bench the Unknown. And I mean, it's not a huge deal to start taking 2-hit knockouts too, so you don't always have to shoot for the 1-hit knockout. I mean, if you can get there, you can get there. All right, let's take the card. Another Combi. It's Acrobike. Let's see what we get. Double colorless energy all day. Yeah, you really can't afford to miss on those double colorless energy. We'll take an Oddish. And we'll take another Combi. Make sure we have 3 Bs going. So it gives us room for 2 Shaman on the bench, which we already got rid of 1. So, unless 1 might be prized, so this might be all we can do here. Let's get rid of the Gloom and the Vileplume. Let's look for one. Yeah, we got more Shaman. We got to find 1 more Shaman here. We'll attach the Float Stone to this. Realistically, I would have liked to have gotten a... Okay. Forest of Giant Plants. Not having that really, really sucks right now, because I do not want to lose this B. Hopefully we can find it. Nope, we can't. That's fine. We're going to Battle Compressor away. Some things, let's thin this deck out a little bit here. So we don't need Oddish. We can get rid of Oddish. We need Vileplume. We can't play any more Shaman. Might as well get rid of that. And we need Gloom, but we don't need Oddish anymore. So that's pretty much what we're going to be getting rid of here. Plus whatever we're getting rid of here. Okay. Wow, okay. It'd be nice if we can get what we need here. Sycamore is nice. in this situation. Force of Giants Plants is even nicer. Maybe Acrobike gets us there, so we'll take the Acrobike. Man, we're whiffing Force of Giant Plants hard. Like, if we didn't miss Force of Giant Plants. Ah! Jeez Louise, what do we do? We gotta take the DC. Yeah, we might not get the lock this game, guys. But we'll end our turn. You know, next turn we can Ultra Ball up for the Vileplume. We already got rid of one bee, so I cannot get rid of any more bees. So, man. Might be able to get rid of the Vileplume in the one. Okay, I'm not really worried about the Life Leap. I mean, our opponent isn't really set up, so it's not a big deal. Okay. Bees. Gloom. Double colorless. Let's do it. Let's just Sycamore. Go on to our last 7. Hopefully we get the Forest of Giant Plants and the Vileplume. And we don't hit it. And we don't hit it. Let's see what we have in the deck. 1 more Vileplume and 3 Forest of Giant Plants and an Unknown. Okay. The Unknown's hitting the discard. Yeah, we basically went through our whole deck and we didn't fight it. And we're only hitting for 140. So, but there's no way our opponent can knock us out this turn anyway, so it's not a big deal. Unless he hits like a Aromatisse, Max Elixir, and then Fairy Transfers, and then hits for 100. But then we just come up and knock him out. There's the Aromatisse. Well, there's the attachment from there. Does he have the Max Elixir? Oh no, he's just going to hold on to the energy. Okay. I don't know why you do that. I still knock you out. Oh, look. Forest of Giant Plants. We finally hit it. Let's attach another bee here because we might have one prized. And then we will Bee Revenge. Start swinging through on knockouts here. Here we go. There's a Vespiquen. Okay, so now next turn we can get the Vileplume. We don't really need it. We're down to 5 cards in our deck. We pretty much ran through our whole deck. Which you'll do with this deck. You will run through your whole deck basically in 1 turn, and then you'll leave yourself a couple turns of top deck to try to take the knockouts you need. Okay. All right, we'll get down to 1 more. I was gonna play Rayquaza Manaphy for this episode, and I didn't really like the deck. It was suggested by a buddy of mine in one of our local groups, but it's just like I played it and I played with it, and it was just like really clunky. I kept running into Night March, and it just kept getting destroyed by Night March. So just like, I mean, this deck does well against Night March, the B deck, because once you turn off their items, Night March is useless. And in the mirror match, it basically, like, you go first, you get your items off, you get the item lock, and then if your opponent can't play any items, they're pretty much stuck with a bunch of combis out there. This is like worst case scenario right now. So just so you guys know. Straight Shaman. Sorry, we can Sky Return. We just got to save a spot on the bench for it. If even that. Ooh, having that Wobbuffet there is not good. Item lock is not happening this match, guys. It's just not. So we're not even going to bother setting it up for playing Wob. So we're just going to go with trying to get up bees. We'll Battle Compressor all of our item lock cards away, because with Wobbuffet up, it doesn't work anyways. And, you know, there's really no point in, like, Lysandering a Bats to lock items, because Wobbuffet's just going to stay active anyways. And even if this is Trev, you're not getting... Yeah, it's Wobbuffet Bats. So we're not even going to go for the item lock. We're just going to go for bees, straight up. Like, there's no sense in even going for Shamans right now, because we can't Shaman, so... We'll just go straight for bees. Alright, let's see what we can find here. Take the Unknown. Okay. Let's get rid of this, all these Vileplumes, because we're not going to use them. No sense in drawing them. They're not getting used. Acrobike, let's see what we get. I mean, we'll take the Ultra Ball. We're not going to use it anyways, but we'll take it. Alright, we will Farewell Letter again. See if we can get another combi going. Trainer's Mail. Let's see what that does for us. Floatstone. We'll Floatstone the Shaman. That'll help. Really, we're trying to fish for this turn 1 knockout. Take another level ball. Why not? Go for another Combi. That way, hopefully I can hit bees off the next one. I mean, I could have gone for Unknown, but then I'm just discarding a card for the sake of whatever top deck decides to be at that point. No, we'll keep Unknown, because those can help. Do you have any more Vileplume line? Yeah, buddy, I hear you. Baby's calling me. He's so cute. Alright. So there we go. And we still have most of our deck left. We will be Revenge for 140. We're taking 1 hit on everything, so... we're really putting Wobbuffet in a tough position. Item Lock wasn't doing anything for us in this match anyway, so we just went cut it off. And you gotta be able to recognize when that's gonna be. So if you know Item Lock's just not gonna help you, don't use it. Like, it's that simple. This matchup, Wobbuffet doesn't help. I mean, Item Lock would work right now, but then he gets free retreat in his Wobbuffet and he gets items back. So it's just kind of wasting a spot in our bench, and it's doing more good in our discard pile right now. Especially if he wants to stay active with the Golbat. Then I could just get Shaman back up in my hand for another 4 free cards. And then hopefully I can maybe play a couple Shamans. So if you want to keep your Wobbuffet back there, I'm cool with that. Like, I'll get set up. Now I'll get Shaman back for 5 cards. And then I'll just knock out your... Or if you bring it back up, I'll just knock out your Wobbuffet. I'm cool with that too. So, in this situation here, I'm pretty much money right now. I feel pretty good about my position, and I really don't see where my opponent is going to gain any ground this turn. Unless, of course, he can, like... I don't know, because he's going to Assault Laser or Psychic Assault or whatever it's called for 30. That's not going to help. Then I just knock him right out. Okay. So he's going to try to, you know, shut down my Shaman there, which it's respectable. I mean, there's no shame in it. We'll judge. We'll take this here. Ultra Ball, I'm not going to do anything with it yet because I'm hoping after I knock out his Wobbuffet, he doesn't have one. And then I can Shaman again after I Ultra Ball for a B. And I don't want to discard either my Ultra Ball or the Floatstone. I'd rather discard whatever top deck is because I want to get my Forest of Giant Plants out there. Right now, I don't need it out. Well, I guess I should put it out, right? Should I? Should I? Yeah, I'll put it out because I don't want to be able to attack for free. All right. Okay. So, I mean, we have options now to discard for our top deck if we want to get another B out, and if we want to Shaman off of that top deck. Hopefully, we're going to hit another double colorless, so we're set up and ready to go. Here comes the Wobbuffet, so we're not going to be able to do it. But if he hits... Ooh, there's a Gengar. There's a Gengar. Oh, man, it would be nice if I could find a Lysander this turn, eh? You'll notice this deck does not play Lysander, because most games are going to be locked after turn 1, so they're not going to do you any good anyways. There goes 10. Oh, right down on the B, huh? He's probably got another Golbat. Yeah. Yep, so he could probably take 2 knockouts on Bs right now, and that would be no good. Then he would block all items, and that would be fantastic. So, probably should have gotten a B last turn. Let's see. It was depending on roller skates, which in that situation it paid off, but most of the time it does not. He's going to take the knockout, so that's going to suck. Let's just see what we top deck. Yeah. And we can get the B, no problem. It's just getting the other cards we would need. Because we haven't had Shaman, we haven't really been able to draw. Because Wobbuffet's been blocking that. If we could top deck a Lysander right now, that'd be great. Because I'm going to call up that Gengar. I'm going to get my item. I'm going to get my Shaman back, and I'm going to get some free prize cards. Get some easy money. It's not a Lysander, but it's the next best thing. We'll level ball. So I want to take the unknown, and then because I can get whatever it doesn't give me for a Vespiquen. No, it doesn't matter. Let's just take the Vespiquen. Let's force him to knock it out. Because next turn, hopefully, because I don't see another Wobbuffet, so hopefully next turn we get our Shaman back, and then we can start doing something with that. Take another card. Sycamore. So either way, we're okay. He is going to hit for free on this skill dive, which sucks, but as long as he doesn't find another Wob, I'm confident that we should be in an okay position. Our Shaman up front gets free retreat. Okay, he's attaching to the Gengar. That's good. So unless he finds 2 bats, right? Yeah, he needs to find 2 bats, then he can knock us out. And he's going to Sycamore away his entire hand looking for it. Yeah, that's a pretty deep hand there. He's fishing hard. Yeah, so unless he finds 2 bats, we're going to live. There's the Wob, so I don't think he's going to send it out just to die, though, because he already attached his energy. So if he wants to send that out just to die, be my guest. I've already knocked out how many Wobs? 2 or 3? So that's just one more turn until I get my stuff back. 1, 2, 3. So that's his last Wobbuffet right there. So if he wants to send up the Wob, that's fine. We'll take a knockout on it. And then it's pretty much easy money from there. Here comes one of the 2 bats that he needs to knock us out this turn. I don't know if he's got it, though, because there's one Golbat here. He doesn't have any more in his discard, so he might have it, or the ability to at least find it. 50, yeah, 30 from here is only going to do 80, unless you get in touch like a Muscle Band. And there's the Muscle Band, so that's fine. But that's fine. We get Shamans back this turn, and we can start to do some damage. Because we're going to have Shaman, we're going to have Sycamore, we're going to have ways to draw up, and we still have a pretty relatively healthy deck. Okay, so that's the first thing is, oh man. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. And we're going to grab I could have discarded it. No, I have 2 and 2 left. We're going to grab a combi, so it's on the bench. We're looking for Forest of Giant Plants here. So let's hope we get it. Forest of Giant Plants, double colorless energy. Let's hope. We got the Forest of Giant Plants. We did not get the double colorless energy. But that's okay, because we have all this stuff. Let's see how many Shaman we have in here. I mean, it's probably worth it just to get back into the position where we can start attacking again. No, I kind of... Let's just AZ up this Shaman here. Take more draw. Because I kind of want to have more bees going. Do we want a Shaman for 2 more cards? That leaves us with 3 cards in the deck. Yes, we'll do it. Didn't really do much. take the Be Revenge. We need to find another double colorless energy or we're pretty much toast. There's the Lysander, so if he wants to send up, we can hit the Gengar next turn for the knockout if he can't do anything about it. It's pretty much the only thing that could save us because, I mean, we need to find another double colorless energy in here. And I don't know if we have it, or it might be prized. Let's see. Let's look at the deck. 1, 2, 2. So we should have one more double colorless energy, probably prized. So, I mean, I don't want to be put in a situation where a 50-50% chance to win the game. If that makes any sense. We're going to get knocked out here, so... But if we can find the double colorless, then we will live. Because he's going to Gengar, Dark Corridor, Retreat. I just hope it's not prized, because we got 3 cards to find it. And it depends on what you... I mean, we can Lysander the Gengar up, so we'll have Wop back, so... Oh no, we lived! We're going to die to poison. That's right. Okay. So either we top deck double colorless, or we draw out of cards looking for the double colorless, and there it is. So if it was in the deck, it wouldn't have mattered because we just would have Lysandered for the Gengar anyways, and taken the win. There it is. Lysander, Gengar, win, and that was a tough game because when you're playing against Wobbuffet and you don't have access to your Shamans, because that's really your only form of draw. You have 3 Sycamores in the deck. I think maybe 4, I don't know. And 1 Judge. That's it. That's all your draw. So, like, I had to pretty much set up my whole board on turn 1 and just hope everything went my way. And it did. Because my opponent really didn't have like an adequate answer to, you know, the speed of our deck. And we got to take the first knockout, and that's really what set the tone for the game, is taking that first knockout, honestly. But we'll use this deck again tomorrow, and after that, I'd like to try to find a Night March list. So if you have one, please let me know, and I will feature your deck on my channel. But thanks again for watching in, guys. As always, please show your support by hitting that like button down below. Hit the subscribe button. Leave me a comment to tell me how you're doing. I love your feedback. I read every comment. I reply to every comment. Even if it's just to say, like, hey, Mark, you suck. Like, that's okay, because I know I'm not great. I consider myself, like, average-ish in terms of player scale. But let me know what you guys thought of the build, any changes you might make. If you played this deck and did well with it, let me know as well, and maybe I can just borrow your build for tomorrow. I don't know. My build's probably not the best. But thanks again for watching. I definitely appreciate it, and you guys have a good rest.